Good day. My name is Waiser. I'm CEO and founder of Gett. Before we dive into trends and future models, I would like to give you a quick update about Gett. So Gett is a global mobility company, today #1 in Europe with almost 60 cities where we're present, including London, Moscow, and New York. Our business model is disciplined, and as a matter of fact, we're already profitable in our early countries. Also, in all of the markets where we operate, we achieve critical mass, and as an example, in London, more than half of black cars now running on Gett. What is uniquely interesting is that Gett is equally successful with consumers and corporates, and as a matter of fact, 30% of our revenue is derived from corporates using our Gett for Business product. As a matter of fact, 4,000 corporations using and trust Gett today for business on-demand transportation. Gett platform today went beyond transportation, and we support delivery and logistics as well. We deeply invested in technology. It's our core asset, big data, predictive algorithms, artificial intelligence. And why is all that critical? Because that actually creates efficiency between demand and supply, and that exactly the same technology will run in the future, the efficiency of autonomous cars once being available. OK, enough of Gett, and let's look in the global trends that happens in on-demand. Practically, if you look in on-demand space, mobility, just 5 years ago, there was no such market, and today you see millions of rides done globally on a daily basis, and it's growing really rapidly. At the same time, it's still tiny compared to the 1.2 billion cars available today on the road, so our view is still tiny, and it's a new revenue generating, growing alongside the car ownership. Now, when you look at the autonomous cars, the consensus that the automaker will make it available for production in 2020, and it will be most of the new cars sold being autonomous in 2030. That alone will actually accelerate the growth that we've been seeing before, just for the very simple reason that the cost of the ride might go significantly lower, and then again, create additional growth for on-demand. This is actually the wow moment. If you look at this number, that's pretty amazing. There is an expectation that new revenues in on-demand miles will be equal as driven miles by 2025, which is just 10 years from now. And that's pretty wow moment. As I said before, we have about 1.2 billion cars on the road today in car ownership, about 2 trillion sales in car ownership. In new revenues domain, being equal to that size is pretty fundamental, and as I said, it's really the wow moment. Now, when you look at this new model of on-demand and the new revenue being created along the side of car ownership, there are practically two models that you can watch that can capture this new value. One of them is a partnership, where automaker come together with on-demand provider, and another one, we call it commoditization, where on-demand provider trying to capture that along the side and being the sole partner in this equation. So let's look at each of them and understand what actually the drivers behind each of these such models. So partnership, there are 4 major reasons why automaker will go and partner with an on-demand mobility company. And those 4 are expand geographically, sell more cars, especially when you bind it and financially connected as a shareholder. There are better alignment around selling the new cars for new demand. And there is obviously expanding the portfolio of services to on-demand mobility for consumer and businesses. And lastly, operate on-demand autonomous cars when it becomes relevant. Now, let's look at them one by one. Expand geographically, it's straightforward. When we speak about selling cars, it's also pretty clear when you have a partnership on the shareholder level. Obviously, both parts are better connected, better aligned regarding the future demand and the platform that is sold or offered to this new supply and demand. And as we mentioned before, It's happened that automakers actually have similar profile to at least with Gett, where a third of the revenue is coming from the business side. Again, being able to offer on-demand mobility for both consumer and businesses is equally important because it expands the portfolio of existing revenues, and we talk about billions right now. Operate on-demand autonomous cars, again, for the first time, it's not enough just to build a car. You need to operate this car, and most important, you need to operate that effectively. That's the key. And operate that effectively means supply-demand equation, again, heat maps, big data, predictive algorithm, exactly what we do today for driving on-demand mobility. So similar challenge, similar technology could be used. In contrast, when you look in a commoditization model where the on-demand mobility company is going along the side with no financial partnership with the automaker, in that case, we believe there is the on-demand provider actually commoditize the value chain because you can practically drive the prices down, and there is less commitment and less alignment between certain platform and the demand. So in the short term, you can see some actually gain in sales, but in the long term, the value creation is actually moved over the on-demand provider and less marginal for the automaker. We believe we will see both models in a close time, and we will again report them hopefully in the next NOAH. Thank you very much. Have a good day.